Throughout human history, across diverse cultures and civilizations, people have reported encounters with celestial beings, guardians, or what many call angels. The concept of divine messengers exists in almost every spiritual tradition around the world. In the ancient Vedic texts of India, these beings were known as devas, or celestial light beings, described not merely as religious figures, but as advanced entities operating beyond our conventional understanding of reality. Today, we're exploring 7 remarkable signs that these celestial guardians may have been visiting you. These signs aren't simply based on folklore or superstition. Many align with fascinating aspects of quantum physics and vibrational energy that modern science is only beginning to understand. The ancient rishis, or seers who compiled the Upanishads thousands of years ago, possessed profound insights into the nature of consciousness and reality that contemporary physicists find strikingly relevant today. They described a universe where consciousness is fundamental and where beings of different vibrational frequencies could interact with our reality. As we explore these 7 signs, keep an open mind about the intersection between what ancient wisdom traditions described and what quantum mechanics suggests about the nature of our multidimensional universe. You might be surprised to discover you've already experienced several of these angelic signs without realizing their significance. Let's begin with sign number 7, which many people experience but rarely recognize as a celestial communication. Number 7. Experiencing synchronicities and meaningful coincidences. Have you ever thought of someone moments before they called you? Or repeatedly encountered the same number sequence like 111, 222, or 444? Perhaps you've needed guidance, and suddenly the perfect book falls off a shelf, opening to exactly the page with the wisdom you needed. These synchronicities represent one of the most common ways celestial beings communicate with us. They orchestrate these meaningful coincidences as gentle nudges guiding us along our path. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, one of the most ancient Vedic texts, describes an interconnected universe where consciousness permeates everything. It states, "As is the human body, so is the cosmic body. As is the human mind, so is the cosmic mind." This profound understanding suggests that what we perceive as coincidence actually reveals the underlying unified field connecting all things. Modern quantum physicists like David Bohm have proposed similar theories about an implicate order underlying our physical reality. When angels or celestial guides manipulate this field to create synchronicities, they're working with the fundamental fabric of reality, not breaking any natural laws. These synchronicities often appear during pivotal moments in your life, when you're making important decisions or when you need reassurance that you're not alone. They serve as cosmic signposts, confirming you're on the right path or gently redirecting you when necessary. Pay special attention to recurring number patterns. According to Vedic numerology, which predates Pythagoras by thousands of years, numbers carry specific vibrational frequencies. When you repeatedly see certain sequences, it's as if the celestial beings are sending you coded messages through the mathematical language that underlies all creation. Number 6. Sensing unusual fragrances or scents without a physical source. Have you ever detected a sudden, unexplainable fragrance? Perhaps the sweet scent of roses in your living room when no flowers are present? Or maybe a comforting aroma reminiscent of a loved one who has passed. These mysterious olfactory experiences often signal angelic presence. In the Vedic tradition, Gandharvas, celestial musicians and messengers, were said to emanate divine fragrances as they moved between dimensions. The ancient text Chandogya Upanishad describes how subtle essences, or rasa, can manifest in our material world as indicators of divine presence. From a scientific perspective, our olfactory system is directly connected to the limbic brain, which processes emotions and memories. It's one of our most primal senses, capable of detecting extremely subtle molecular changes in our environment. When celestial beings interact with our physical reality, the energy shift can manifest as olfactory phenomena that our sensitive nervous system can detect. Different scents may carry different messages. Roses or floral scents often indicate love and healing energy. Sandalwood or incense-like aromas might suggest spiritual protection or sacred presence. Fresh, clean scents like rain or ocean breeze could signal new beginnings or cleansing of old energy patterns. What makes these olfactory experiences particularly compelling evidence of angelic visitation is their sudden appearance and disappearance, often in enclosed spaces where air circulation doesn't explain their presence. They typically arrive precisely when you need comfort, guidance, or confirmation of spiritual connection. If you experience these mysterious fragrances, take a moment to center yourself and tune in to any accompanying thoughts or feelings that arise. The angels may be using this sensory channel to communicate specific guidance or simply to reassure you of their loving presence in your life. Number 5. Experiencing electrical anomalies in your presence. Have you noticed light bulbs flickering when you enter a room? Or electronic devices malfunctioning or turning on and off without explanation? Perhaps your phone battery drains unusually quickly, or conversely, devices operate beyond their expected capacity. These electrical anomalies often indicate angelic presence. The Vedic texts describe celestial beings as having bodies of light or energy rather than physical form. The Mundaka Upanishad refers to divine beings as self-luminous entities who radiate energy and light. From a scientific standpoint, these experiences align with electromagnetic field theory. All living things generate electromagnetic fields, but celestial beings reportedly operate at extraordinarily high vibrational frequencies. When these high-frequency energies interact with our electrical devices, they can cause temporary disruptions or enhancements in their functioning. Nikola Tesla, the pioneering electrical engineer, once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." This profound insight echoes what the ancient Vedic rishis understood thousands of years earlier about the fundamental nature of reality. Pay particular attention to patterns in these electrical phenomena. They often occur during significant moments of contemplation, prayer, or when you're seeking guidance. The celestial beings may be literally attempting to shed light on a situation or draw your attention to something important. Some people report that after periods of deep meditation, as described in the Vedantic practices, they develop increased electromagnetic sensitivity and notice these phenomena more frequently. This suggests that as your own vibrational frequency rises through spiritual practice, you become more attuned to the subtle energy shifts that occur when celestial beings enter your space. If you experience these electrical anomalies, instead of dismissing them as random malfunctions, pause and consider whether they might be attempts at communication from your celestial guardians. Take note of any thoughts, feelings, or insights that come to you in these moments, as they may contain important guidance. Number 4. Discovering symbolic objects or natural elements in unexpected places. Have you ever found feathers in unusual locations where birds don't typically visit? Or perhaps discovered small, perfectly formed crystals or unusually shaped stones directly in your path. Maybe you've noticed certain flowers blooming out of season in your garden or specific animals repeatedly crossing your path at significant moments. These material symbols placed in your physical reality often serve as messages from celestial guardians. In the Vedic tradition, the concept of nimitta, or divine signs in nature, was well understood. The Atharva Veda, an ancient collection of knowledge, contains detailed explanations of how natural elements can convey spiritual messages. The Chandogya Upanishad explains that pure consciousness expresses itself through material forms as a means of communication with human beings. According to this ancient wisdom, there is no separation between consciousness and matter, only different densities of expression. Celestial beings can manipulate these densities to create physical signs. From a quantum perspective, this aligns with the observer effect, where consciousness influences the behavior of particles. If celestial beings possess advanced consciousness, they could theoretically influence probability fields to place these symbolic objects in your path. Different symbols carry different messages. Feathers often represent protection and spiritual presence. Coins or metallic objects might indicate abundance or material support. Heart-shaped objects usually convey love and emotional healing. Specific crystals or stones carry their own energetic properties and messages. What distinguishes these objects as true signs rather than coincidences is their timing, placement, and your intuitive recognition of their significance. They often appear exactly when you need guidance or confirmation, in locations where they logically shouldn't be found, and they evoke an immediate sense of meaning when you encounter them. The next time you discover an unusual object that seems placed directly in your path, consider picking it up and holding it in your hand for a moment. Notice any thoughts, feelings, or memories that arise. These might contain the very message your celestial guardians are attempting to convey through this physical token. Number 3. Experiencing sudden temperature changes or energy shifts. Have you ever felt a sudden, unexplainable cool breeze indoors when all windows are closed? Or perhaps a pocket of warmth enveloping you during a difficult moment? Maybe you've experienced goosebumps or tingling sensations that seem to wash over your body without apparent cause. These temperature and energy fluctuations often signal angelic presence. In the Vedic tradition, the concept of prana, or life force energy, was extensively documented. The Prajna Upanishad describes how this subtle energy can be manipulated and directed by advanced beings who understand its properties. The ancient Sanskrit term spanda refers to the cosmic pulsation or throb of energy that underlies all creation. According to this understanding, celestial beings can create localized variations in this energy field, which we experience as temperature changes or energetic sensations on our skin. Modern science recognizes that all matter is energy vibrating at different frequencies. What we perceive as solid matter, including our bodies, is mostly empty space with energy fields interacting. Our nervous systems are exquisitely sensitive instruments capable of detecting subtle energy shifts, which may explain these physical sensations during angelic encounters. Cool breezes or chills often indicate protective presence or guidance. Warmth typically conveys healing, comfort, or love. Tingling sensations, particularly on the crown of the head, back of the neck, or shoulders, might signal attunement or attempts at direct communication. These energy shifts frequently occur during meditation, prayer, or in moments of emotional vulnerability. They can also manifest while you're engaged in creative activities or when making important decisions, suggesting that your celestial guardians are offering energetic support precisely when you need it most. The Vedic practices include techniques for becoming more sensitive to these subtle energy movements. Through regular meditation and pranayama, or breath control exercises, you can develop increased awareness of the energetic dimensions where celestial beings operate. This enhanced sensitivity allows for more conscious and direct communication with your angelic guides. Next time you experience an unexplainable temperature shift or energy movement, instead of dismissing it, pause and acknowledge it. Take a few deep breaths and mentally ask if there's a message or guidance being offered in that moment. You might be surprised by the clarity of insight that follows. Number 2. Receiving clear guidance or messages during dream states or meditation. Have you experienced unusually vivid dreams filled with symbolic imagery or direct messages? Or perhaps during meditation, receive sudden insights or solutions to problems that seem to come from beyond your own thinking. Maybe you've heard a clear inner voice guiding you at crucial moments. These direct communications through altered states of consciousness represent one of the most profound ways celestial beings interact with us. The Mandukya Upanishad, a core Vedic text, extensively describes different states of consciousness, including dream and meditative states, as gateways to higher realms of awareness where divine communication becomes possible. The ancient Sanskrit concept of turiya, or the fourth state of consciousness beyond waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, refers to a transcendental awareness where the boundaries between human and divine consciousness dissolve. In this state, direct communication with celestial beings becomes not only possible, but natural. Neuroscience has documented that during meditation and dream states, our brain waves shift to frequencies that enhance receptivity and reduce analytical filtering. The default mode network, which maintains our sense of separate self, becomes less active, allowing for experiences of unity and non-local awareness. These altered states create ideal conditions for receiving angelic communication. Dreams featuring celestial beings often contain symbolic imagery that requires interpretation, much like the ancient dream science described in the Atharva Veda. Common symbols include ascension imagery like stairs, elevators, or flight, encounters with beings of light, or receiving specific objects or tools that represent spiritual gifts or abilities being activated within you. During meditation, angelic communication might arrive as a complete thought or understanding that seems to download into your awareness all at once. Sometimes it manifests as an inner voice distinct from your normal thinking, characterized by unusual clarity, wisdom, and compassion. You might also experience visual impressions or symbols appearing in your mind's eye. The Vedic tradition offers specific practices for enhancing receptivity to these communications. The practice of yoga nidra, or yogic sleep, creates a state between waking and sleeping ideal for divine communication. Similarly, certain forms of meditation described in the Upanishads specifically cultivate the ability to receive higher guidance. To develop your receptivity to these messages, establish a regular meditation practice that includes periods of receptive silence after your active practice. Before sleeping, set a clear intention to receive guidance through your dreams and keep a journal beside your bed to record any insights immediately upon waking. With practice, this channel of communication can become increasingly clear and reliable. Number 1. Experiencing profound moments of clarity or expanded awareness. Have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable expansion of consciousness where everything seemed interconnected and perfectly orchestrated? Or perhaps felt a profound sense of peace and knowing that transcended your normal understanding? Maybe you've had moments where time seemed to slow down or stop entirely, allowing you to perceive reality from a completely different perspective. These experiences of expanded awareness represent the most transformative form of angelic visitation. In these moments, you're not merely receiving a message from celestial beings, you're temporarily sharing their perspective and consciousness. The Katha Upanishad describes this state as Ritam Bara Pragya, or the intelligence that bears the truth. In this condition of awareness, the veils between dimensions temporarily thin, allowing you to perceive reality as celestial beings do, beyond the limitations of space and time. The Vedic concept of samadhi describes various states of expanded consciousness where the individual awareness merges with cosmic awareness. These are not merely religious concepts, but sophisticated understandings of consciousness that anticipate modern theories of non-local awareness and quantum entanglement. Neuroscientists studying mystical experiences have observed that during these states, activity in the brain's parietal lobe, which maintains our sense of separate self defined by physical boundaries, dramatically decreases. Meanwhile, activity in areas associated with attention, sensory integration, and emotional processing increases, creating the neurological conditions for experiences of unity and transcendence. These moments of expanded awareness often arrive during life transitions, challenges, or periods of sincere spiritual seeking. They frequently leave you with a permanent shift in perspective, a deeper trust in the unfolding of your life, and an unshakable knowing that you are supported by forces beyond the physical realm. What distinguishes these experiences from ordinary insights is their ineffable quality, the sense that you've glimpsed a reality that cannot be fully captured in words. They carry an undeniable authenticity and often remain vivid in your memory for years or even decades, continuing to provide guidance and perspective long after the initial experience. The Vedic tradition offers practices for cultivating receptivity to these experiences, including various forms of meditation, particularly dhyana or contemplative absorption. The ancient text suggests that through sustained spiritual practice, these moments of expanded awareness can become more frequent and eventually stabilize into a permanent state of enlightened perception. When you experience these profound moments, try to remain fully present with the experience rather than immediately analyzing it. Later, you might find value in journaling about what you perceived and felt, as these records can provide ongoing guidance and help you integrate the wisdom received during these celestial visitations. Throughout history, across cultures and traditions, humans have reported encounters with beings of light and higher awareness. Ancient Vedic seers documented these experiences not as supernatural events, but as natural interactions with aspects of consciousness that exist beyond our ordinary perception. Modern quantum physics increasingly suggests a universe of multiple dimensions and non-local consciousness, providing a scientific framework for understanding these experiences. The gap between ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science continues to narrow, offering validation for what spiritual traditions have maintained for millennia. The 7 signs we've explored today represent different ways these celestial guardians might be interacting with you right now. From synchronicities and mysterious scents to electrical anomalies, symbolic objects, energy shifts, direct communications, and moments of expanded awareness, these signs build upon each other, creating a compelling case for angelic presence in your life. As you move forward, maintain an attitude of open awareness and gentle curiosity about these experiences. The ancient rishis emphasized that the relationship between humans and celestial beings is natural and mutually beneficial. Your increased awareness and acknowledgement of these interactions actually strengthens the connection, allowing for more clear and direct communication. Remember that according to both Vedic wisdom and quantum understanding, consciousness is fundamental to reality, not merely an epiphenomenon of brain activity. This perspective opens up profound possibilities for interaction with dimensions and beings beyond our ordinary perception. I hope this exploration has illuminated experiences you may have dismissed or not fully appreciated before. Perhaps you've recognized several of these signs occurring in your own life, confirming what you may have intuitively sensed, that you are indeed being watched over, guided, and supported by celestial guardians. If you found value in this exploration of angelic signs, please support our work by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Share your own experiences in the comments below, as your story might provide confirmation and encouragement for others on their spiritual journey. Until next time, remain open to the subtle ways the universe and its celestial beings communicate with you, guiding you toward your highest path and purpose.